If you're a high performance professional, it's important that you understand how to self-regulate. I think one of the biggest issues that high performance professionals face today is knowing how to regulate their emotion. We call that intelligence or emotional intelligence. In this video, I'm just going to break down some key things that you need to understand to help you to have a more fulfilled day, to help you to manage stress as you go about running your business, to help you to understand how to separate the work aspect from the life aspect, from the home aspect. One of the biggest issues that entrepreneurs are facing nowadays, everything is just smushed together. So work, health, home, everything just get pushed together. So what I want to do by the end of this video is to help you to understand how to separate or disconnect from each individual task so you can get the best outcome, so you can have your best performance at each level. The next thing that we're going to talk about is this thing that's called imposter syndrome. You heard this before, right? A lot of people think that imposter syndrome is what you say to yourself, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough. It goes deeper than that. So if you're ready, I want you to tap in. As we get ready, I'm going to break this down for you. All right. By the way, my name is Andrew E. Guy. I'm a work-life enrichment coaching consultant. I work with high-performance individuals to help them set boundaries so they can protect the things that's most important for them, so they can live a fulfilled life without chasing success and sacrificing self. So in this video, I want to break these down to you. So what exactly is imposter syndrome? Well, think about imposter, impose. Think of this hand and something else is imposed on top of that. So the real thing is behind the scene, but there is something blocking it. Now, these are a bunch of my notes that I was going through, just breaking down some concept. I'm working on a framework, as a matter of fact, for high performance individual. Now, if you want a copy of this, drop a comment in the comments below and then say send me, and then I'll make sure I get you this. Oh, I know you're thinking, oh, you don't want this. What you do need is this. By the way, all of this and plus hundreds of other pages have been converted into this right here. Want to share with you the new book, the new journal called The Work Mindset, the WORK Mindset. And we're getting ready right now to launch our workshop. It's called the Work Mindset Masterclass. Powerful, specifically for high performance individual. Now, before I get into all of that, what is a high performance individual? High performance individual could work as a CEO. They can work in the C-suite. These are individuals that are supervisor level. They are responsible for other people. Other people report up to them. They always are on the go. High performance individual cannot have an off day. A high performance individual cannot have a down day. A high performance individual, according to society, you can't drop the ball. And these people are individuals are always under pressure. Always under pressure. And so how do we help high performance individual to really lock in and get the best out of themselves, and so the best version of themselves can show up for everything that they're doing? Now, the first thing you need to do is to understand what is imposter syndrome. Well, what is imposter syndrome? It's like me saying, well, I can't do that, and I'm not good at that, or I'm not good enough. Can you believe it that high performance individuals do say that to themselves? We're talking about high performance individual, elite athletes. They go through these things. This imposter is what trying to limit them, and the number one thing that caused them to have these imposter is because of comparison. The comparative trap of good, better, best. The comparative trap basically look at what everyone else is doing and compare themselves to those individuals. I want to let you know the first approach, the first step to stopping or curing imposter syndrome is to make sure that you don't compare yourself to anyone else. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty about what we need to do to help you. I jot down some notes here, and I want to make sure I get it to you in the most distilled way without wasting your time. I want you to look at the word syndrome versus symptoms. A symptom is a presenting issue. A symptom could be like, I have a headache. A symptom could be one thing. A syndrome, if you want to look at it from an investment point of view, it could be like a basket of mutual funds. A basket of mutual funds, bunch of different companies within that basket. Does that make sense? It's hidden from you. It's not visible to you. You may have one name or one label that represents that basket. Let's say, for example, that mutual fund could be called XYZ Mutual Fund. But inside that mutual fund, we have basket of different companies within that. Well, a syndrome is just like that. A syndrome could be like irritable bowel syndrome, where there's so many different things that are happening that are disrupting the digestive system, and then what you're seeing is an irritation of the bowel movements. So many things can happen that affect that one person's internal operation. So a syndrome are many compartments, many moving parts that are within that one person's disposition or how they feel. A symptoms could be like one stock. So a symptom is one stock. A syndrome is a basket of stocks that are hidden but are given one name. With the symptoms, you may say that's a headache, or you with the stock, you may say that's an ETF, or that is an Enbridge stock, or that is a Microsoft stock, or that is an Apple stock. That is a symptom. Does that make sense? So how does this all come together to help you to understand imposter syndrome? So an imposter syndrome, remember, it's a basket, mutual fund basket with many symptoms inside that basket. So it may show up of low self-esteem, lack of confidence, this poor decision making. It could be confusion. It could also be where you have social anxiety. It could show up in many different ways. So we need you to understand that you need to differentiate a symptom from a syndrome. So a syndrome is a basket, and many of all of these different things that I've mentioned before can show up in different ways and at different times. So how do we deal with that? How do we step back and really analyze what's happening on the inside of us? The number one thing we need to do is to separate what a symptom is from a syndrome. I may just be having a headache. It doesn't mean that I'm dying. Doesn't mean that I'm having a heart issue. Doesn't mean that I'm having a leg pain. I might just be having a headache. And then again, that headache could simply mean lack of rest. Could be a plethora of things. But I want you to understand how you show up is a symptom. A syndrome can be a plethora of other things that are impacting your behavior mentally, physically, emotionally, and socially, and other aspects of that. Okay? I want to go a little deeper. Now, remember I showed you these notes, right? And I said that you would rather have this instead. If you're interested in getting a copy of this, go to andrewguyspeaks.com and pick you up a copy of the Work Mindset Journal. You can also get a copy of this on Amazon. It's live on Amazon. Go pick you up a copy. So when you focus on the external factors, then you get a negative return. When you focus on the internal factor, you're always inspired. Inspired means it's coming from the inside. You're intrinsically driven by what's happening on the inside. The problem with the external things is that when the external stimulus goes away, then guess what? You're now needing to get another hit, another shot, another boost, another motivational video, another motivational word. But when you're internally inspired, you generate that over and over and over again. So when we talk about imposter syndrome, this is impacting leaders, it's impacting small business owners, it's impacting CEOs. I would love to share more on this. I have a program that's coming out. Would you go to andrewguyspeaks.com/coaching